Welcome to my review of the McDonald's Pumpkin Spice Latte. It's good. It's good. I recommend it. Anyway, let's talk about VSA number 2. Welcome to the theater, pal. This is your friendly neighborhood Master Chaos. And tonight, yes, tonight, we're going to be talking about the second installment in our Vinegar Syndrome Archive line, or VSA for short. This is number 2, and this film is Evil Town, or as I refer to it as the Anti-Cocoon, and you'll see why in a moment. Now, if you've ever wondered what creepy country people do when they grow old, well, this movie answers it. At least it attempts to answer it in one way, shape, or form. The titular Evil Town is, well, maybe unsurprisingly called Small Town. And, well, I don't know what the thinking is behind just naming it simply Small Town, but I feel they probably put as much thought into that as they did into their, for lack of a better word, shitty plot. This movie does have a lot of boobies in it, particularly one girl. She goes, full meat package pretty much for the entire movie, or at least the first half of the movie, and she was apparently a playmate at some point. There she is, and quite luscious, as you can see, and you do get to enjoy her very much in the film. She's on display quite a bit. There's even a scene where she's running through the woods and she's bouncing all up and down. It's good. It's good stuff. I should probably talk about the plot of Evil Town. Essentially, what you have here is a pastiche of 3 movies. What originally began as one movie sort of shut down and restarted again as another movie, and then that shut down and then took on life a third time. Director Marty Rustman came in and took over and sort of used the existing footage and just added boobies and some random kills to what was essentially a pretty vanilla, mediocre movie. So I would say the director, Marty Rustman, who came in at the end, really shaped this movie into any kind of exploitation fun, because without it, I feel the movie would have been very, very dull. According to the credits, this movie has 3 credited directors: Larry Spiegel, Peter Traynor, and Curtis Hanson. Curtis Hanson, everybody. He goes by a different name in the credits, but it's Curtis Hanson. Who's Curtis Hanson? Do you guys know who Curtis Hanson is? I know who Curtis Hanson is. Here's a picture of Curtis Hanson. Curtis Hanson had his hands all over this movie. At least, I guess initially, I don't know what timeline of in the movie he comes in to the film, but he used a different name because, well, when you see the movie, you know why he used a different name. Curtis Hanson is the director of LA Confidential. What? The director of LA Confidential worked on Evil Town. I can understand why he used a different name. Marty Rustman is the 4th director, of course, and he's the one that sort of added the boobies and things like that. Have I mentioned that there's boobies in this movie? She's in the movie. But what the hell is the movie about? Well, let's talk about that. The movie is about technically it feels very episodic too. There's a lot of things, because of different reshoots and different versions of the movie, there's a lot of stuff feels very disconnected. Essentially, it's a group of 4 friends, 2 couples. They are traveling, cross country. Their car breaks down in this small town, and they go and ask for help. And the town is full of geriatrics. They're all old people. And you instantly get a vibe that something is up. And of course something is, because the movie's called Evil Town and not Happy Old People Town. So they come into the town. It turns out that the old people are working with this mad doctor, played by Dean Jagger, who has had an amazing, illustrious career on his own. He runs a lab, sort of a clinic, where he harvests the pituitary gland juices of the young to help keep the old people younger? Because they really don't... This isn't a Benjamin Button situation where they get younger. They just sort of stay the same. They stay older. They stay old, but they don't go older. There's one scene where they walk into a hospital, and the doctor is talking to one of the characters, and he says, "Hey, James Keach, Stacy Keach's brother's in the movie. He's sort of the main guy. He tells Keach, hey, look at this guy. Can you believe he's 94 years old? And James Keach is like, what? 94 years old? Fuck yeah, I can't believe he's 94 years old. He's an old-ass man. He doesn't look young and spry. 94? 100% believe that's a 94-year-old man. That's not... No. What? I would never... No. Needless to say, it feels very Get Out. Maybe this inspired Get Out. I don't know. But basically, that's what's happening. Old people run the town, and they want to kidnap young people and harvest their pituitary juices and keep themselves young-ish. Or I guess slow down the aging process so they could live longer. Yeah. There's also boobies in this. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but I feel that I should mention it. I had mentioned Get Out, so speaking of adaptations, this movie felt very familiar to me, and I didn't know why. I did some research and I realized this movie is exactly like another Vinegar Syndrome release, Evils of the Night. In that one, aliens have taken over a small town, and they are using the bodies of young people for some various, some reason. I forget what it was. I think it was like another youth serum kind of deal with old people. But in this one, in Evil Town, it's just humans doing it, not aliens. So there's the big difference. However, the movie is exactly the same as Evils of the Night. Evil Town and Evils of the Night are exactly the same thing. Turned out Marty Russman made Evils of the Night. I guess, apparently, he loved the plot of Evil Town. Don't ask me why. He loved the plot of Evil Town. He said, I'm going to remake that with aliens. And he did. And Vinegar Syndrome put both of those movies out. Evils of the Night and Evil Town are almost exactly the same movie. I will say Evil Town has better boobies. Let me just say that. Let me just get my hands around that for you. But essentially, that's what it is. It's young people running away from old people in a creepy southern town. I mean, it could be a northwestern town. It's a small town somewhere, basically. And old people want young people's bodies. And that's what you get. Unfortunately, it's really slow. Please, dear God, dear God, dear God, never forget the nudity. I'm going to have to give this movie 2 stars. I almost went with 3, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I never want to rewatch this. It seems kind of so dull and uninteresting. So 2 stars for Evil Town, unfortunately. And I hate to do that because I really wanted to love this movie, but I just was so bored. And I felt it was so lame, honestly, at the end of the day, that I was just not interested in really exploring the movie any further. If you're interested in tracking the movie down, I'm not sure. If you're collecting the VSAs, you probably have it already. However, would I suggest you buy it? If you're not collecting the VSAs and you know nothing about it, no, I wouldn't. I would stay away. Maybe, I think you could probably find it on Amazon Prime. I'd watch it on Amazon Prime because, again, there's boobies. I'd give the boobies 5 stars, by the way. I'll give the boobies a 5-star rating for that one. This movie is so slow that there's even one moment in the movie where sort of the big final revelation and the James Keach character sort of fighting off his attackers, and it's done in slow motion for some reason. I mean, these old people move slow anyway. Why would you slow it down? It doesn't make it creepier. It doesn't make it freakier. It doesn't make it more interesting or surreal or fun to watch. It actually just kind of slows it down and makes it less interesting, and it sort of highlights how fake it looks. But they do it anyway, to the detriment of the film, unfortunately, because the film had ramped up, and it's got a really pretty solid, last 5 minutes is really exciting, but that sort of denouement fight sequence is presented in slow motion. It just really drags the movie down, unfortunately. There you have it, pal. The theater's about to close, and those were my thoughts on VSA number 2, Evil Town. Let me know if you've seen it. Do you own Evil Town? Are you planning on watching it? Did you enjoy Evil Town? Did you hate it? Let me know, please, in the comments. This is a conversation, of course, and I want to share my love and my appreciation of movies with you. So please give me your input on said title, and whether you collect it, or whether you're interested in collecting it, or whether you decided to sell it on eBay. Let me know. I'm curious about all of it. I do want to throw out a quick shout out to a fellow YouTuber friend and someone I think you should follow, Euphoria Pictures. I'm going to put the link down in the description. He's awesome. His amazing content if you love collector sets, 4Ks, things like that. He's got some really wonderful content I think you will enjoy. Go check out Euphoria Pictures. He actually inspired me and Mondo Chelovek Movies to do a sort of daily shout out to help the community grow. So I think that's a wonderful idea, and I'm going to do that. So Euphoria Pictures today, thank you for your amazing content, sir. Go check him out. And while you're at it, please, if you're new here, consider subscribing to me. My name is Master Chaos, and I want to be your best YouTube buddy. Now, the way we do that is, well, you subscribe. And if you do, you'll see me tomorrow, because Master Chaos comes at you daily, and I want to see you again tomorrow. I've got some crazy stuff to show you, and you won't want to miss it. If you're old here, you're the Jessica Tandy to my Hume Cronin. Well, that'll do, pal. I've got to clean up the popcorn and the spilled soda here in the theater. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you sharing that time with me. Until we meet again, I wish you a very pleasant good day, good evening, or good night, wherever you are. And remember, your pal, Master Chaos, remains to be continued.